Hold on, I'm not
Whoa.
ready.
Oh shit!
All right, for
Welcome
a
to Shut Your
second.
Mouth Lounge episode
Yeah, go ahead.
250.
Yeah,
We got any bidders?
we're a quarter of the way there to 1,000 episodes.
Holy
Just
shit!
think about that.
We only need to go through
Pink and I did the maths.
9 more years.
Pink and I did the maths. I think in 12 years or so, we'll be there.
All right.
So yeah.
There.
Something
Lord
to look
knows
forward
what-
to in the next decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lord knows what bad timeline we may end up in. What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing. All sunshine and roses from here on out.
So yes. Pink,
Yes.
anything coming out on your channel?
Oh boy, is there. There's obviously going to be Dead by Daylight content coming out this week. In addition to that, there will be more Fallout New Vegas, which is something I started last week and neglected to mention. There will be Fallout 3 coming out. And then there will be a, I don't know how much it's going to get edited down, but it's probably going to be like a 30-minute episode of Fallout 2, where I struggle with the tutorial, if you could call it that. Not really a tutorial, but the opening mission. And it's going to be a blast, because I had no idea what I was doing, and it was hilarious, and I failed tremendously over and over and over again. So,
Nice.
Yes. Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3, and Fallout 2 coming out this week. Well, maybe Fallout 2 might be next week, depending on how long it takes for me to get through all the footage and edit it down. But yeah, in the near future, nearer rather than later,
Yeah.
or farther.
All right.
Well then, as for my channels, stuff is still getting worked on. I did some work into doing the YouTube poop that I talked about like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So further
Yeah.
scripting has been done for the videos that need scripting. Like I have 3 scripted videos in the works. One is finished. The script is finished. The second one is I want to say like three quarters done. And then the last one is a paragraph. So like you might be asking, hey, why am I scripting 3 different videos at the same time? And the thing is, 2 of those are interlocked, which is why I'm waiting on the second one to be finished before I start production on the first. And also,
That's fair.
Also they're in different genres technically, because 1 or 2 of them are more like video essays type stuff, I suppose, where instead of tackling a game or my opinions on it, I'm trying to explain how mechanics work. And then
Yes.
and then there's also a review work I'm working on, but that's kind of been shafted just because everything that I'm doing is taking time. Also, I had a gig, as I've told y'all in text, and I also had to do that, which, as you would imagine, also took up some of my time.
Not sure I believe you, but fair enough.
I mean, it did take up at least a day.
That's a day too much.
Yeah.
Meh.
Oh, that video is already out. That's the funny thing. Like, the event happened. I recorded the event, and it had the video fucking in the middle of the night, and then the next day the video was out. Because I'm efficient when I want to be.
Yeah. I like it.
And that's the thing. And that's something that the school I worked with had to learn during the years that I've done this work for them, is they need to give me hard deadlines of a couple of days. Otherwise, they will wait a couple of months. Like, there is no space in between those. I either do it now or I don't do it, or I will keep putting it off until it's like fucking
Day of.
it's
Yeah.
completely necessary. So yeah. So that's also a thing that I was working on. Uh, let's see. Do I have any other content type stuff? Not really. I might start posting on my Twitter again. So just some of the glitches. I'll edit them together on PlayStation and then post them up as one like longish video, like 5 minute or so video on Twitter.
I will comment on your Twitter.
As will I.
And YouTube will be the only ones, as is tradition.
Possibly.
But yeah. And that's about it, I think. Like, I'm trying to force myself to be more outgoing again when it comes to social stuff, because I am... I was going to say, oh, I'm gonna go insane. I think by some like very fucking like wide definition, I probably already am. But like, but like, you know, I'll get even more cabin fever than I already have if I keep letting myself slip into just fucking anxiety and depression and all that. So I'm trying to
Definitely understandable.
So I'm trying to force myself to interact with people more, some way, anyway.
People, I'm coming for you.
I'm gonna show up at people's house, the one house that all people live in. I'm gonna show up at to people's house in the middle of the night with a fucking hatchet and just start breaking down the door.
People, yeah. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in.
Here's pizza. That's a fucking callback that I don't know if either of you will get.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter because I love pizza.
Don't we all?
I hope so.
Pizza's one of those things I don't think it's possible for anyone to dislike just because it's so customizable. Everyone will find one.
Yeah, you know? There's a pizza for everyone.
That's what I was going to say. I didn't like pizza for the longest time because of marinara sauce. Because I fucking hate tomatoes. I can't explain why, but they ruin every dish for me that they're in any form.
I don't know why, but I just had a mental image of you shouting at a patch of tomatoes.
Accurate. But like it's a thing of like I can eat stuff with like ketchup or even marinara sauce or whatever on it, but I will enjoy it a lot less than if it wasn't there, and I will constantly think about how it's ruining whatever I'm eating. So
yeah.
So it's a thing of like, you know, if I can avoid eating stuff with pizza sauce or whatever on it, I will. And so I've learned how to make pizzas at home, completely from scratch. And instead of bothering with making sauces, I just double up on cheese, and it works fine enough.
Nice.
So I've been eating pizzas like that because fuck having to learn how to make Alfredo sauce. Too much time and effort.
Yeah, Alfredo seems like it'd be complicated. My twin sister can make it, but I've never tried, so I wouldn't be no help there.
Yeah, once again, if you're feeling really lazy and don't mind the fucking don't mind like fucking probably dying to a heart attack in like 3 months earlier every time you eat a pizza, the doubling up on cheese is an alright substitute to sauces.
You gotta be careful though, because if you go too hard on the cheese, it makes the pizza super greasy.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember for the longest time we were trying to make pizzas around here, and we kept going like, "Why is it just swimming in grease every time? We don't get it." And it's because we're trying to use high cheese, low sauce. No.
Yeah, there's also like some weird issues that you have to like get over with trying to cook stuff and like bake stuff and stuff like this. For example, I can't make pizzas the traditional way because our oven is just not it doesn't have the right output to actually bake pizzas the way pizzas are supposed to be baked. So I have to first pre-bake the pizza that I just made on the bottom, so it won't be soggy as all hell. Then I have to put the toppings on and then bake the top separately so that the pizza is actually edible.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Because when I tried to make it how you would make a pizza traditionally, the dough remained raw, and that's bad.
That is pretty bad, yes.
Yeah.
So this makes like 2 dishes that I can make technically that I can make for other people, and it's like the weirdest assortment of dishes thus far because I was like I know how to make pizza, I know how to make I think Fukushima style or fucking I was going to say the name of it real quick. Shit. Okonomiyaki. There we go. That's the name. Yeah, I know how to make a Fukushima style okonomiyaki, which is just fucking pancake sandwich, pretty much. But yeah, that shit is good. It's just really hard to make, and it's a large serving for a person. As in, like they usually cut it into 4 to serve and serve a quarter to a person. So I don't really make it a lot.
Fair.
But yeah. So W, your channel.
Yeah. I've only released one video, and it wasn't. It was just a simple one, me talking about, what's been going on lately and what plans I got, why the releases have been irregular, yada yada yada. Have not got around to releasing a proper video. I did actually want to mention this real quick because it's probably relevant for you guys. I did look into. So this would require me to actually start putting my back into making these videos, and I would love to when the move is gone, the move is over, and probably after we get the Halloween business done, because pretty soon I'm going to have to pick up Sonic Adventure 2 and start pushing through the single player of that game. But there is a distinct possibility, because each of these videos that I'm making in this style now get a pretty solid number of views. Over 10,000 for even the videos, like the most recent video I did was over 10 minutes, but it still managed to get over 10K views.
Nice.
If I were to keep at this, I could probably make something out of this. And if I did, I'd probably want to look into getting partnered with Creative Assembly so that I'd have their official support for my videos. They'd invite me to special streams and events and yada yada. I'd get their DLCs and games for free, and I'd get early access to the big updates for Warhammer. So I was looking into that, and that does sound rather within reach, but there is one thing. No slurs on the channel, right?
Yeah. So Mike.
So I already hit up Mike saying, like, you don't need to change anything. From now on, whenever you say one of your favorite words in a recording, I will either just like write it down or just delete that recording. But I'm not going to go through all the recordings that feature someone other than myself on the channel, because not just Mike, but there's a good chance that, certain words, there's a good chance there are some words that would be considered slurs by Creative Assembly or other companies like that, let's say, soon would consider a reasonable word to say to describe a woman's sexual habits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I'm not asking Mike or soon to change, but I'm not going to go through and look for any spot where Mike said a racial slur to amuse himself or soon insulted some woman's sexual character, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be changing all those old videos on my channel. Any video older that features any of us, other than myself, I will be setting to unlisted. Now, given that a good couple of those feature a certain someone we are no longer on speaking terms with, that's not a big wound, honestly.
Yeah.
But
speaking of a certain someone,
already before any of that stuff went down, like every recording I've got with Clown, it's like even before I upload them, some of them I just trashed straight away because I had bad feeling about it going into it. So it's like there might be 1 or 2 featuring him up on my channel, but for the most part, I trashed all those after we were done with them, and I'm kind of glad in retrospect.
Yeah, speaking of a certain someone, I might need to go through like some of the podcasts and a couple of episodes of Garlic Phone and probably DVD, I forget, and delete them if that's fine with us.
I'm good with that.
Like
Yeah.
I think that means deleting the 200th episode, but fuck that video anyway. It sucked.
It
It was shit.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. All the big anniversary videos like that, where we got everybody in there, those are hilarious to record for the first 4 or 5 hours. Unwatchable YouTube content.
I mean, not only that, but like by the like I usually have to listen to these podcasts and stuff like that on the next day while I'm waiting for it to upload or whatever the fuck. And let me tell you, no matter if it's the 100th episode, if it's the 200th episode, whatever. Whenever a podcast goes past, I want to say 3, at most 5 hours, you can hear us dying. You can actively hear, like you can actively hear that all of us kind of just check out, and it shows in different ways. Cause like Pink usually just shuts up.
Yep.
W starts talking incoherently, and I get really argumentative. And then, like, it's one of those things where, like, there were some funny moments. Like, I think it was in the 200th episode when I accidentally did the whatchamacallit, shit. The guy with the fake talk show, whose name I'm forgetting. W, you know the guy?
No, I don't actually.
The guy who did Bird Up.
Oh, Eric Andre.
Yeah,
right.
Eric Andre. Yeah, like the time when I did the Eric Andre bit with Mike accidentally, I think that was in the 200th episode, but like fuck it, it will live on in that one clip that was actually the one usable thing that happened during those 12 hours.
Doesn't that podcast also feature the Marilyn Monroe discussion?
I think so.
Probably.
I think so.
Yeah, we're safe to torch that one.
Yeah. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, yeah.
But I did go ahead and shoot Mike a PM saying, "Hey, I'll be setting these videos to unlisted. If you want any of them, just ask."
But that's the thing, though. If you're only sending them to unlisted,
all the videos.
W, if you're sending them to unlisted, if you send him a link, then he can still view them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he wants them, I can just shoot him the link.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not scared that Mike is gonna get the link and be like, "Hey, everyone, look at me saying racial slurs on Alex's channel."
he's gonna email those videos to Creative Assembly under his pseudonym, fucking Joshua Mice Person.
I like that he's not going to like. He's going to modify the rat guy, but Mike, he's like, no, that's too obvious. I need to replace. There's only one Mike in this world, and it's me.
Yeah.
All other mics are irrelevant. They don't even exist.
Or after what happened a couple of days ago, he'll just name himself Fraudulent Vermin Fellow.
Fraudulent Vermin Fellow. Yeah, that's a good one. He absorbed those. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if he sends it to Creative Assembly with like a Skaven avatar, they might get a chuckle.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I want to at some point get him to finally play one of those Total Wars, and I want when it happens, like we'll record it, and the entire time Mike just unloads, so I can't upload anything.
Although, like, it might also be in your best interest to, if you get to that level, to ask Creative Assembly for a list of words to look out for that they don't want in the videos, because, you know, it's one of those things where, like, queer as a word is it a slur or not? Like, it depends on the person talking about it. To me, it's not, but then I'm also to me it's not, but I'm also infected. So I'm also affected technically. Like I fall under that word. So hey, like
I feel like that word's too gentle for Mike.
yeah,
Too gentle.
you're probably right. But I'm just saying that there are those sorts of words where it's like, you know, people who are those things are reclaiming them. So does that mean that they're no longer immediately count as slurs, or you know, and people will look at the context more, or is it just still on the blacklist completely?
Yeah.
Like clearing that sort of stuff up is an important thing, and since like, you know, these are requirements for a professional relationship, I don't think it's unprofessional to ask them, hey, exactly what are the words that I need to avoid so that I can avoid them expressly or explicitly.
Yeah.
But this is like this is when we fall into, hey, Eddie's been doing this shit for like nearly 10 years, and then he's just completely switched over to talking about it like it's a fucking business venture, even though everyone has been successful aside from him. So, you know.
Well, that's not true. If you kept that, you're
Laddie. You're still over on me.
I didn't hear you, Pink, because
you just
yeah.
Pink, you do just upload raw, unedited LPs, though.
This is true. I thought it's what the kids wanted. I was wrong.
Nope.
But yeah, like my life as a content creator has been watching all of my friends get more successful, and I'm not like, you know, it's a thing of like, am I bitter? Somewhat, you know. I've been trying to grind away for a couple of years. I'm still happy for you, cause like you found your fucking niche and it's working out for you. That's great.
Apparently, your niche is strange Z-level video games that no one's heard of, right? Because didn't that weird cop car Sega game get a load of views?
Yes, my thing is obscure PS2 era games and also like Japanese only stuff, which is a problem for me because I can't really import Japanese only stuff anymore, or play PS2 games because my PS2's dead.
Oh wait, here's a question.
Yeah.
Can your computer run Dong Dong?
Maybe. The problem with Dong Dong is that I haven't yet found a download that I trust. But yeah, like my niche is like fucking obscure Japanese, it's nearly Japanese only PS2 games, also Assassin's Creed. So considering that, like,
what if you just said fuck it and made a YouTube channel entirely about new Assassin's Creed sucks? Let's talk about how great old Assassin's Creed is.
The thing is, like, I did that. It's this channel. No, what?
Well, here's the thing. Me and Pink keep interrupting that with other bullshit.
No, but here's the thing. Genuinely, I got it out of my system when I spent all of 2017 or whatever, 2018, just ranting about Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and like I still can go on a tangent if I feel like it, if it comes up as a topic, but I'm not that heavily invested anymore. I was able to mostly sever, you know, whatever ties I had to Assassin's Creed as a brand or whatever. Like, you know, Red, like, I'm disappointed in the developments with Red and stuff like that, but like I don't give a fuck anymore, dude. Like, they're gonna release that game regardless. They're not gonna change anything regardless. So why should I put in the effort to actually like lay it out? I'll do one where I have been wanting to do one video where I just go through all of the games, just do like a sort of mini review, just go into the history of the series, what I think about each of the games, why I think that, and then just cut it off there. But if I'm doing that, then for one, I need access to all of the games, which I don't have yet because one is not playable on PS4, and also I wanted to have a larger budget than I can provide right now, because I'd want to learn how to do some effects so I can do some skits, more or less, do some in-universe skits to play around with the IP. Because like God knows if Ubisoft won't play on the IP, I will.
I am the Assassin's Creed now.
Yeah.
I guess just stick to what you're passionate about. Because, I mean, the two things that I've been able to do on YouTube that have got views are Total War and FGA with you.
Yeah.
And I love Total War. I love fighting games, you know?
Yeah, for me, like, it's a thing of, I love reviewing games. But, you know, that's a different thing.
But it also stresses you out.
Well, yeah, that too. But also, like, there's like, always, like, it's a thing of, like, I don't love the games that I'm talking about. I love the process of talking about the games. So, and I feel like that comes across in a lot of those. Where that's partially why I why the more recent, or like just in general, the reviews have kind of drifted towards being more analytic, because I enjoy trying to use my very limited understanding of like game design and stuff like that, and why shit works, and apply that to what I'm playing. I find that enjoyable. At the same time, I don't have the necessary knowledge to actually do that on a professional level, which, I mean, more and more actual game designers who work in that field are getting into doing the same thing I'm doing, but they also have the knowledge, you know? And also, it doesn't...
Yeah, Sakurai popping in has probably got to be scary for a lot of the non-professional game dev YouTubers, huh?
Yeah. And then, as another thing, I also don't have the know-how of how to make that sort of content and entertaining in itself, because like sometimes, like, you know, the insight can be entertaining, or you need to make it entertaining some other way. And my insight is very limited as someone who's only played video games for most of their life. So, you know, someone who actually knows what the fuck it's supposed to be will have more input there, which obviously would stir me more towards making it comedic. But also, I suck at fucking comedy. I used to be able to write like one good joke every couple of videos, and that's kind of like shifted. Like, I respect my skill points from writing good scripts into being funny off the cuff. And the problem with that is that means I can't write scripts anymore. So, like, because like there's videos where I still go back, or I think, or at least think about the jokes, and I'm like, yes, this is a good joke. This is a funny joke. There's been jokes that I didn't even, like, I just meant as an aside, but some people actually commented on the video and be like, hey, I really laughed at this part. And like that made me really happy, because I didn't even think of that part as a joke, but I can see where they're coming from.
That's one of those weird things about doing this, is the stuff you don't even think about, the comments you don't even think about are what people notice, and then you have to kind of sit there like, when did I talk about? Oh yeah, right.
And then another thing is that, like, I love writing reviews. I love fucking just, you know, getting it out once it's done. The thing that really bothers me a lot is voice acting, which is something that I also enjoy. But there's only so much voice acting you can do with, you know, with analytical content like that. Because I'm not trying to do like characters or whatever the fuck. It's just I'm talking about this game, and these are my opinions. But also, I have very big speech impediments that you can very much hear even in this video. And let me tell you, cutting out those speech impediments and working around them is a fucking pain in the ass, and I hate it.
Ooh.
Yeah, like it's a problem of I'm trying to read the script too fast, and not even in the whatchamacallit, not even the execution of reading it fast, because as both of you have heard, I can rap God. Like, I can just go through the script fucking like 15 words a second, but nobody will understand it aside from me. And and regardless of whether or not I'm doing that, I can just start randomly stuttering, or I can get stuck on a word that I can pronounce. I know that I can pronounce, but for whatever reason, it's not coming out. And if it's not coming out, then I have to just sit there and get increasingly angry at myself that I can't pronounce this very easy word, like because usually it's in a sequence that proves harder to pronounce or whatever. But yeah, and that's basically what's holding me back from making more scripted content and reviews and stuff like that, that I have to edit so much down. Like, I want to say the Ghost of Tsushima review that doesn't exist anymore. I just threw it out there. That one was like a 5-minute or 7-minute video. The raw audio file for it that I cut down was 25 minutes for a 7-minute video. So, you know.
Yeah. As someone who cut 10 minutes of footage yesterday, yeah, sometimes it can be rough. So sometimes you get all the shit out, and it's in that process that you realize, hey, wait, this isn't working. But I figured out what could work. It just requires me to torch everything I've already done.
Yeah. and then once again we get back into the maximalism or whatever the fuck, where I just rewrite reviews like fucking 4 or 5 times because I'm not I don't like the script, or like this sentence needs changing, so I'll just rewrite the whole thing because the sentence was structural to the entire point and stuff like that. And I don't know what the fuck. I couldn't pronounce structural 2 days ago. Explain that. So yeah,
You're learning.
This is the thing.
You're getting stronger.
This is the shit that I'm talking about. Like I can talk with y'all at a speed that's not too fast. I'm assuming, at least, because you haven't told me to slow down. But when I'm recording a review, I'm just like, okay, so I need to relate this amount of information in like with some tempo so people don't fall asleep. And when I'm trying to speak at the speed that I do right now, it feels like I'm going in slow motion, and then like I'm doing the bit where people are talking like this to act like to put the video down to 1 point or whatever 0.5%, and it's
from the recording you showed me before where I said it was too quickly. It sounded like someone who'd already like written the whole script themselves and then came back. It sounds like you wrote the script and then immediately do it, so you knew 30 words ahead of what you were actually saying. And of course, like, that's not, what people actually sound like, of course.
Yeah, and like that's the funny part though, is I don't record the takes when I write the script. I write the scripts, give it a couple of days, start doing the takes, stuff like that. The reason I know 30 words ahead is because what you don't hear is that this is the 30th take of that one paragraph. So I don't have to look at the script anymore because I just know. So yeah. Which once again just circles back around to I can't fucking speak for some reason. It's bothering me. And I have no exact clue how you could actually fix that. But yeah. And then there's also the thing
of question.
Then there's also like despite and regardless of all of that, there's also the problem of whenever I edit anything, the videos for this channel, the videos that I do for my gigs, or the videos for my channel, when I edit anything, I have to dedicate that whole day to doing nothing but the editing because my PC will just give out if I try to do anything else. And that's all. Like, you need any reason to not edit. That's one. That's a very good reason not to edit. Like it's why I've been putting off working on the YTP or anything like that, because I can't do the things that I see other people do, where they're like, oh, I thought of this joke, I'm gonna look up a picture and get it. No, it's I thought of this joke. I need to write down what the joke is and what I need exactly, or to a piece of paper, and then once I'm done,
piece of paper.
Yeah, and then once I'm done putting together the parts that are here, I need to quit, wait a day, get it tomorrow, and then come back in and put it in.
Yeah.
And having to deal with this process makes not just those sorts of videos worse, but most of my videos worse, because this plagues the reviews too. A lot of times I feel like, man, I could have shown this better. Like I could have shot a 5-second video to show this part of the game, and I can't be, well, technically I could, but it's a lot longer process than it is for someone who doesn't have to fucking work with a PC that wasn't built for this and also is like 15 years out of date. Like, because for other people, it's just close the editing software, open up the stuff, record the video, open the editing software back up, or maybe even don't even close it and just do it on the side. For me, I have to make a mental note or a real ass note of this is the part that I need, and then go do the recording the next day, and then come back in and put it in there. And a lot of times when it gets to that part of the editing stuff, I'm just so fucking done with the editing process that I'm just like, okay, whatever, fuck it, I don't care. It's not gonna be in there. They can imagine it. So basically, what I'm saying is I'm very dissatisfied with my equipment, and people who tell you that the artist is larger than the equipment are not wrong inherently, but also the artist can really fucking have a painful time with the equipment, depending on the equipment itself.
So, I don't know if they have it over there in Hungary, but here in the States, they have a saying, only a bad mechanic blames his tools, right?
Yeah.
So, my dad, he did pretty well at being a mechanic. He's, considering it got him all the way from a lowly mechanic all the way to a corporate job, he's done pretty well. And he has always said that is the dumbest fucking saying.
Yeah, because it's a thing that applies to an extent, but like once your wrench is falling apart, then no matter how many times you put it back together, it will only serve you so far.
Well, pretty well. That's what he says every time. Is like you ever use like a ratchet, right? And you know when it's an old rinky-dink ratchet because it doesn't properly like grip anymore to do the proper like. I'm trying to think. I'm not even sure I'm using the right name for the tool, but the ratchet is supposed to grip onto the nut, and when you push I shouldn't be the one saying this, should I? It's just I'm not. I am the bad mechanic. The tools are good, but yeah, I mean. If ratchet is the tool I'm thinking of, then there's a big then there's a big difference between working with a proper one and one that has just long since gone by and it is just not gripping to anything. You can just spin it through the air and it's making all kinds of rinky-dink clicking noises.
Yeah, and at
that point, it is a better noisemaker.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like there's another saying. I don't know if it's an English saying or not, but there is a saying that a bad mechanic can do bad with or mechanic. I don't remember what it is with it exactly, or whatever. A bad mechanic can do bad with any tool. A good mechanic can do good work with any tool as well. But at the same time, once again, it's a thing of like, well, a good mechanic can probably do better than a bad mechanic with bad tools. Once again, a good mechanic can also recognize, hey, this thing is falling apart. It is literally more of a liability to use than it is a cost-saving measure. I need to buy a new one.
Yes. Yeah, that's another thing. There are some tools that if they're old and rinky-dink and you try to use, they will kill you.
Yeah.
For instance, if you have a jack that you know is not working, don't use it because it could cause the car to fall on you.
Yeah, and it also heavily depends.
Which would be a problem.
Yeah, it also heavily depends on the sort of tool. Like you don't need to buy a new set of screwdrivers every 5 years because, aside from actually like tearing one apart, like tearing one in two or whatever, like aside from that, screwdrivers will not really fail on you. They will become dull, but you can just sharpen them.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it's something that always made my dad mad was that. If you go to a Walmart or like your average tool store, you could get a set of cheapo, like Chinese factory tools, and they'll last you about 5 years. And, they still cost a fair bit of money, but whatever. Whereas if you get like the special mail orders, like Snap-ons, or if you actually work at a mechanic shop and the Snap-ons vendor comes in, the tools that he offers are 4 times the price, but last 6 times as long, right?
Yeah.
So in the long run, the mechanic who only has enough temporary income to just get the Chinese tools actually gets fucked.
Yes. And this is not even counting for the amount of tools where they substitute normal metal with soft metal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
let's not look for screws. But anyway,
Eh.
yeah. But yeah, anyway, the point being that like I do the best I can with the stuff that I have, and I literally cannot afford a better PC, sadly. But it's also heavily like restraining what I can actually do with my editing and stuff like that, and I feel like it's failing the type of content that I want to do a lot of times. Despite that, yeah, go ahead.
And that is why there are things that I once said about Viktor Orban that I do not think I can say on a recording featuring you for your safety.
And despite all that, though, by the way, I've had feedback from the gig video that I did a couple of days ago, and it's been overwhelmingly positive. People especially really like the editing. Don't take that.
Yeah.
Like there's a surprising amount. Like I guess I'll go into my quote unquote job that I don't get paid for some reason, but like for the school I usually have to do montages with music, and this is just another thing for me to point out. Hey, I had to learn how music works just because job. I need to be good at timing. Yes. Like I remember there was a time when a guy in my class, the guy that I talked about who played Siege Esports, he was like, I made a Siege montage. Do you want to look at it? And I was like, it's a cool montage, but none of the cuts are on beat. And he got angry. he didn't get angry. He got visibly upset. But you know, it's a thing of like, montages are montages because generally you cut them on beat, and finding beat can be very hard depending on the music. I don't remember what the music was for the montage, but you know, like generally you want to give more of a fuck than just slap montages on songs and then just call it a day.
Disagree.
What, Pink?
I just shouted I disagree.
But yeah, like, you know,
I am heavily opinionated on this matter.
Because, like, you know, that's how your choice of music plays into it. It's not just, hey, I want to show off this song that I listen to or something like that. It's, I want to give this video a mood, and both the cuts and the music should work together to convey the mood. So if the music has a lot of like, if the music has a fast tempo and a lot of like loud bass drums or whatever the fuck, you can cut on the bass drums and then put in a lot of short clips so that it has a very energetic mood. Alternatively, you can use a slower, like the sad song, and then just cut it like that or whatever. And the reason I know all of this is because I did it. It's a part of my job. I have to make videos like these every year. So, and you know, like, once again, like, people, like, even in the last video, people explicitly pointed out the editing, and that's an important part, because once again, you need to choose the song right, you need to choose the editing to accompany the song right, and you sometimes you can break the flow, like in the latest one, it used a song that had very noticeable bass drums, as I've said, so I cut it on the bass drums, except for the chorus, because the chorus has a very whatchamacallit, like a very, very set melody when it comes to the chorus. So instead of cutting on the drums, I decided to cut on the melody, and when the melody changed, that's when I did the cuts. So I could afford to have two parts when I have very quick editing and very energetic editing, just showing off stuff that happened, and then for longer parts, able to showcase more important bits of the event that happened.
Yeah.
This is the shit that I like. Like, I want to talk about stuff like this on my channel, but I can't because I don't fucking know. I didn't go to or fucking movie school. They kicked me out. Like,
I get lost very quickly.
Like, this is the sort of shit that I enjoy. The explaining and discussing the inner workings of stuff for no real reason other than doing so. Like, the possibility of giving knowledge of but like, I enjoy that sort of stuff. And every time I do it, like around the end, I'm just like, fuck, I'm boring again. But yeah, anyway, Pink, what did you do this last week?
What did I do? Let's see. Starting from the top of what I can remember, I played Darkest Dungeon with you, obviously.
Yes.
I don't think I actually uploaded that video on my end, but you should have it, so we'll have it up on the channel for Hall Weekend or whatever. And that was fun. I enjoyed it. I like Darkest Dungeon. I find it incredibly charming of a game. I'd play it a lot more if it weren't so darn hard and required a lot of forethought, which I'm not willing to give.
It doesn't require a whole lot of forethought. Pink, I got into two-thirds through the game just falling backwards. Like, there was a time when my team just couldn't die, and I don't know why. I didn't even mod the game into being very easy. Like,
I did.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you should get that easier than I did, because I played the game mostly vanilla, and I got to a point where my characters just couldn't die. So, like, you need to stick out the first couple of weeks or months, actually, because I think the time around when I stopped was around week 37 or something like that. So, like, by week 20, you might get to a point where your characters are also unstoppable. But before then, you might still need to think about, like, rations and all that.
Yeah. But at the same time, I get like 90,000 gold from my mod from completing the tutorial, so that shouldn't be an issue.
Is there not a point with the late game in that game where you've upgraded the cart enough that it gives you high-level heroes for free?
Yes, but most of the time lag behind the heroes that you already have, just because you need to upgrade both the blacksmith and the barracks and the cart to get higher level heroes. So they're usually at least level or two behind.
I've heard that the default strategy for a lot of people when they get to the late game, especially once you get to the actual namesake Darkest Dungeon, is just put the heroes through the mission. Whichever ones come out traumatized, you just fire them and then replace them with a new set of heroes that are fresh. And people, like, once they get to the late game, they just keep doing that. They just keep firing anyone that gets up more than, like, 7 or 8 psychological damage.
That's
Thank you for your service. You now have PTSD. You're fired.
Ah, yes, the American military system.
It's the American way.
I don't think I got to the Darkest Dungeon, but I got fairly close before I quit that run, and like, I had 2 teams, maybe 3 at most, but there were, like, the C team was definitely under leveled compared to the other 2. The A and B teams just could not die, and I don't remember why.
T.
Yeah,
the power of Mr. T.
Like, one of the teams I remember I built around having a jester, and the other was built around having a man at arms, because the jester can just dance around everyone and just never die, and also kill everyone, and you get big PTSD. But who cares? That's his problem.
That's his problem. He's the jester here. You should have known better.
And the man at arms can just fucking, like, get people into scorpion loops, where you just keep grabbing them to come close to you, and then uppercutting them back, and just doing that over and over again until they die.
Get juggled, nerd.
Yeah.
Juggling in a turn-based RPG.
Yes. I mean, the best part is I did that to a boss.
Excellent.
Yeah. So what else did you do, Pink?
What else did I do? Let's see. I obviously played New Vegas 3 and 2 in the Fallout series, because I already mentioned that's going to be coming on the channel. Obviously, I had a lot of fun with New Vegas. I'm having a lot of fun with 3, even though I feel that's poor man's New Vegas. And 2 was a lot of fun. I liked it enough. There's some things that feel very unforgiving, most notably that if you don't spec into like what all is required in the early game. It's like you need unarmed, you need strength, you need lockpick, etc. That will really help you breeze through the first trial type area, your starting point. And if you don't spec into those, you're kind of a lot worse off than you would be if you did, which isn't the most fun thing in the world because it kind of makes you feel like you're making a poor decision if you don't spec into those, but it is what it is, and it's not impossible to get past the trial without specking into those, so it was fine. And outside of the Fallout series, let's see. I don't know that I really played anything else. A little bit of Civ 5, a little bit of Dead by Daylight, but nothing out of the usual, out of the ordinary. Yeah, that's about it. That's my week there.
All right. Well then, on my end, I played a couple of games. I'm trying to remember one of them. I remember the other. So I guess I'll just go with that one. So I played A Ghost of a Tale. It is an indie.
Did you?
Yes, it is an indie stealth game that follows a mouse having to stealth through rats, and it's kind of janky because it's an indie game that was funded on Indiegogo.
Oh
completely.
no!
Yeah.
Oh boy!
And it's
crowdfunding.
Yes, and like it was made on Unreal, so it looks pretty nice. But the game still feels jank. It wants to be an RPG, but it's not. Like it's simultaneous. It wants to be an RPG and a stealth game.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
That's never a good combination because stealth games generally rely on you being able to perform instant kills.
That's the thing. This game has no kills.
Oh.
At all.
What?
Weird.
Yes. No, you can knock people out, but they get up in approximately 3 seconds.
What?
Yeah. And you can't even do that with everyone, because the way you knock people out is you pick up a bottle and then you chuck it at their heads. And most of the guards have helmets. So this doesn't work.
The Metal Gear Solid 5 method.
Yes, the Metal Gear Solid 5 method, and it sucks just as much in this game as it did there. Although, like, to be fair to Metal Gear Solid 5, at least in that game, you could make the things make more sense or work better if they just stopped having resources or stopped requesting resources to the things that you're not using anymore after a while. So instead of having to fight 5 Iron Mans by the end game, or actually like 15 Iron Mans in the end game, they just cycled through all of the stuff that you're using on them, and then there would be some overlap, but not all. You know?
Yeah.
Then I think it would work a lot better then. In this game, you have no weapons. You can run. You can sneak. You can chuck shit at people and stuff, but mostly people. And from what I could tell, there's this one interconnected castle level that you start out on, and from what I can tell, that's the whole game. And that's when I quit the game, because I was like, man, I look forward to the rest of the game once we get out of this, because this looks like an RPG, and I kind of want to like get away from being contact like all of the time, and just instead being on the run sometimes doing in like a city or something. No, the whole game seems to be getting like escaping from the prison.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So what else can I really point out about that game? Like it has good elements. It has a somewhat interesting world. Like I read some of their descriptions, but like there's a lot of world building and not a lot of world. Once again, or there's not a lot that you can see. And the guards felt like they notice you like very fast. Maybe it's just because I don't play a lot of stealth games. Like I've played Metal Gear and I played Origami, but like I played Hitman. I also played Thief. What the fuck? how many stealth games have I not played? But I guess I didn't play the original Thief, so it doesn't count. But yeah, anyway. Like it felt like the game was, or like it felt like the red guards had very good perception at all times, as in they would see me a lot faster than I saw them, which didn't help. Like it didn't help that the camera was so zoomed out. A lot of times it felt like it got left behind the character, as in like for example there's this one part in the keep, somewhere around there, whatever, where there's a guard patrolling up and down this hallway, and you have to sneak past him when he's looking up the way that you could actually like go around the wall. But there's also a window in the wall that you can climb through. If you climb through the window, then you can't see what's going on in the hallway. Or at least not until you take a couple of steps. But that's already too much time for you to not see what's going on, considering the guard is right there. Or at least if you ask me. And what else can I like? Once again, it felt like they tried to do the RPG stuff, and they had like quests and stuff like that to do in the keep. But the actual level design and all that didn't make it interesting enough for me to actually want to stick around in the keep. Like it really felt like the first level of Neo, if you remember that, W.
Ah.
So imagine if all of Neo was the first level.
Huh.
And yeah, that's that game. What else did I play? Well, I did try to 100% Sly Cooper, the first one. And then I realized that I would need to squeeze on the levels. And I said, okay, actually, I'm not doing this. Like, I can get all of the clues. That's what I was in the midst of doing so. But I was like, this is taking a lot of time and effort, and I'm enjoying the game. Like, while I was playing it, I was like, man, why the fuck is Sly Cooper so fun? But like, also, it's a lot of time and effort to still not be at 100%, because I would need to speed on all of the levels, and oh boy, I have just no interest in that.
Yeah. I'd say getting all the secret moves is enough.
And yeah, like do you want me to spoil some of them for you, or do you want to unlock them yourself? Because you said that you might go back and get them too, after I told you that they exist.
You could probably go ahead and spoil them, because if I do get to play that again, it probably won't be until we move, because Wi-Fi here, the PS3 streaming does not behave well with satellite or Wi-Fi, and I'm on both.
Yeah. All right, then. The first couple of moves that you get are stuff that you'd imagine. Like, it's just like more movement stuff. Like I said, the rolling around like a spin dash, and the little jumping lunge thing that you can do. Those are the first two. But then you unlock other things like a decoy. that you can just throw down and have.
What?
Yeah.
That's a huge change.
Or explosive head that you can throw.
That is also a huge change. Okay. You need to put in perspective. We need to put in perspective here. These are moves you do not gain from just playing the main story. You gain these by finding the secret hidden collectibles in the levels.
Yes.
These game-changing moves.
Or these are the biggest ones. You get the ability to speed up or slow down time.
What the fuck?
And here's the thing. Not all of the upgrade, or not all of these upgrades that you get give you a new move. Some of them just give you a better version of a move you already had. So if you get slow down time, upgrade it twice, it just stops time. You get Zavarudo.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
So, yes, Sly Cooper one is fun. I'm probably gonna once again go and collect all of the clues and then like finish writing the review and then go play the second game. I've been tempted to go and play the second game because boy, the first one was a lot of fun. So
the second one is really good.
Okay.
Sly I didn't get to play 3, but I've seen a lot of 3. Sly seems like one of those rare video game series where it seems like each sequel. The original Sly trilogy.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, the original Sly trilogy seems like one of those rare few series where it gets better with every game.
And then 4 doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't.
I'm gonna play that one too, just so I'll know. But you know, I don't really look forward to it. Please, Sony.
I've had enough series I love end on shit endings that I don't need to see that.
Please, Sony, have Sucker Punch do Sply 4.
Sply 4?
That's his new name. Turns out Sly is also like a bad word in British.
Yeah.
So now he can't be Sly or Cooper. He's Sply Raccoon. The best part of that is that the game is localized to tell you that the person who is Sly is starring as Sly Raccoon. Also, his name is Sly Cooper in the credits in the game. And they call him Sly and Cooper. Like they didn't. All they changed was like 2 text files, and like I appreciate the malicious compliance of like what the fuck is wrong with the word Cooper. So whatever, it's still in the game, but we're just gonna act like it's not. And by the way, did you see the post credits scene in Sly 1?
I did not finish Sly 1 when I first played it, when I first had PS Now, because, and I'm sure you're aware of this, there is a rhythm section. There is an entire rhythm boss.
Yes.
And if you do not have the utmost quality of internet, that boss is unbeatable.
Yeah, I had some problems with it, but that's because it's one of those things where like my connection is stable enough that the rhythm is consistent most of the time, but also like sometimes PS9 would just not take inputs, and also the offset. Also, you need to account the offset. Like when I hear the music going, is not when I need to press the button. It's before then.
Yeah, you're definitely right, and I probably would have had an easier time if I figured that out myself.
But yeah, so I managed to beat that boss. The 4th world is actually just a boss fight. That's the 5th one. Whatever. I think that's the 4th world is the one you're talking about. But yeah, the 5th world is just a boss fight, so you're only missing out on 1 level. But
yeah,
like yeah. Do you think you'll actually go back and beat Sly 1 then? Because if so, I won't spoil you the end credits scene. It's not anything setting up Sly 2, but you know.
I probably won't even remember to talk about it if I do see it. So go ahead.
All right. So I have written in my note, because I wrote notes as I was playing Sly 1. During seeing the after credits scene. What do you mean, Sly Anime? What do you mean, Sly Anime? What the fuck do you mean, Sly Anime? Because they got a studio. I don't know if it was their internal staff or whatever, but they took the opening cutscene of Sly 1 and got it reanimated, so it's an anime with Japanese voice acting and all that. It was completely translated to Japanese. And that's like there's even an in-world explanation for that. Like Bentley's just like, hey, my friend from Japan sent us this this promo video of the movie they're making of us in Japan or something like that. And it's just the first cutscene of the game, but anime.
So just a little goofy thing.
Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. And the thing is, if you finish the game, if you check Bentley's movies, there's still slots left blank. So I think if you complete the game 100%, you might get the rest of the anime, or at least for the cutscenes. Or those cutscenes. I can't know for sure, because I haven't 100% at the game, and I probably won't, but still. So that's one of those things where, like, I did not expect it at all. So when I saw it, I was completely dumbfounded.
Excellent.
Yeah. So yeah, and then did I play anything else? I played a little bit of Injustice 2, because it's free with PS Plus.
How do you feel about grinding for loot boxes?
Boy, how do I feel about the control scheme being 2 buttons? Like, I didn't remember. I expected, like, I expected BlazBlue controls, and I didn't even get that. What the hell? Like, it may just be a thing of I didn't play Injustice 1 recently enough to remember that the controls were dumb like that. But like, you have two attack buttons, a launcher button, and the special, and the D. You have the D. So
what does the D do?
D is the button that in BlazBlue all of the special movements are on.
Ah,
Like the character specific moves. So
yeah.
So yeah, like I played with Green Arrow, because I used to play Green Arrow in that one like weekend when we recorded that video for the channel.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, this feels like shit. This doesn't feel nice to play. Like, it really just feels like I'm being shackled by, I don't know what something is shackling me real hard. And like, you know, I could I just spam like arrows because I'm playing as Green Arrow? Probably. It's Injustice 2. That's the name of the game. Like spamming range attacks is NetherRealm, yes, but
Yes.
But also that's like not fun. But then also like the trying to do other stuff has also proven not to be fun. So I don't know. I don't know what I should do. Yeah, that's basically Injustice.
All right.
So then, I did draw. I did a draw.
Oh, did you?
What?
Yes. I went ahead and did the Halloween drawing that I'll make for this year, like the separate from the channel Halloween drawing that I wanted to do. It's a continuation.
Oh.
It's a continuation of last year's, I think. Well, in a way, in its subject, I suppose. I don't know where to put this. I'll put it there. I forgot to upload this to my separate thing, so there we go.
Oh, I couldn't find the channel at first. By God.
What the hell? I understand it's a Guardians of the Galaxy Smite crossover.
Yeah.
Why has he got a skull in his chest?
Who?
Groot Grover.
Oh, that's not a skull. That's the
Yeah.
owl. Yeah. It's just as a vampire. The best part of this is that I tried to come up with poses. As you can tell, I kind of didn't. Everyone's T-posing. No. I should draw that. But yeah, like the I tried to do stuff. I feel like I did a good job with Danzaburu's face. Well, good job in a way that it's proportionate. I don't know about the rest, but it's proportionate. Yeah. And then I'm also still in need of figuring out how to do like coloring and stuff like that, because I did all of this with the same brush, by the way. Like the line work and the background are the same brush, just at different sizes. And
all right.
And like it's good for like painting stuff. It's good for line work, but it's not good for both at the same time. Turns out, or at least I don't know. I don't know how I feel about how this looks. I guess what do y'all think?
I think it looks all right, but I think it requires a bit of tweaking. The brush does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think the big problem is that once again the kind of clashing of styles in that the background doesn't have line work, but the foreground does. But also, I need to figure out a better way to do the coloring or the shading. I guess itself, because like coloring, whatever, flat colors, who gives a fuck? The shading is what really makes colors pop. But with the shading, like with the sort of line work stuff that I am doing, it's probably better to go with a cell shaded look than what I'm doing here with the soft shading. And then for stuff when I'm doing painting more properly, I can go with the soft shading like I'm doing here, because that's more realistic. But yeah, this took me like 2 days to make, because because last year I was like, do not let me draw Grover ever again, and then I did it anyway. Grover is such
he can't be stopped.
Grover is such a fucking pain in the ass to draw. Holy shit. Like the big problem isn't even just drawing the vines. That is the problem technically, but like it's not, that's not the main issue. The issue is trying to make the vines make sense. Like trying to make sure that you can actually follow shit and have some sort of like understanding of, yes, I guess that this goes there, and then also like making that fucking like work with a human body. But yeah,
the tree body was not meant to mix with the human body.
Yeah. And
That's,
I mean,
that was a statement that sounded like I was fucking time cube there.
And the thing is, technically, this Grover isn't even on model, because Grover is supposed to have Donkey Kong proportions, but I was like, fuck it, Groot enough. But yeah,
it's Groot enough for me, baby.
And I think that's all I've drawn. So yeah, W.
All right. For my week, let me move this bullshit around so I can talk more comfortably. Oh, let's see. My week hasn't been a whole lot of stuff necessarily super worth talking about. Did a lot of work around here. Taking shit to the dump. And, so, Addie, you're probably aware of this. There were several times this week that we were supposed to go to the grocery store, but it kept getting put off.
Yeah.
And I believe now it has been moved to today, if they have not already done it this morning while I was asleep. But a lot of my week got put with, we need to grocery shop. And we don't. But anyways, also, I mentioned this in passing on the old clown forum, but I did a lot of weed eating. And
you got really high.
Yes, getting super high. I was about to ask, like, Addie, is that something that crosses the language barrier just fine? Weed eating, or is it more like weed whacking should work?
Well, it depends on what you were doing. If you were like pulling out weeds, that's just weeding over here.
I was not pulling them out by hand. My God, that would have taken me decades.
Okay.
We have you must have it over there, but I don't know what name you would call it. But it's this long pole you hold out, and it's a little spinning device. It's got a little spinning cap, and it's got a piece of cable coming out either end.
And yes. I believe we call it a lawnmower.
What?
Or something like that. Yeah, it's like a mower. Yeah.
Well, I would say it's a mower of some variety, but like if you wanted to mow a whole lawn with it, it'd take you forever.
I mean, that's
you got a small lawn.
That's the only context that I've seen it in. Is mowing lawns and like I guess weeds, yeah, but mostly lawns.
Like usually, what we do is we get the stuff that like we dare not get with the mower. And in this case, I've been getting near the fence posts, up near the fence, because we live on a farm. Of course, there's a fence. And there's a lake on our property. Well, technically half a lake. Technically, we share it with the guy next door, who is the neighborhood drunk and tells everybody at the bar that they have free reign to come on his lake, which is one of the many menaces of living here. Yeah. But either which way,
that's why all of you piss into your side of the lake, because it's your side.
Yeah, it establishes the dominance. So we dare not to drive the mower halfway into the lake to get what grows on the side of the lake, right?
Yeah.
None of us are such suicidal maniacs as to do that. So I was going through and doing that, and let me tell you, that's a process right there. It's not a very heavy device, but after you're craning over with it, it starts to really fucking hurt your back.
Yeah, and I imagine all of the like. Well, I guess it depends. The one I saw had probably had like a shitty wire setup or whatever, so it was also vibrating a lot. And I assume that's also not very like enjoyable past the point.
Oh yeah, even when it's running perfectly, it vibrates a lot.
Yep.
You get a little bit of the handshakes afterwards.
Yeah.
Yep.
And while I was out, we've got this patch that's by the road that we usually don't put a lot of work into because nobody wants to sit over there and run the risk of somebody hitting them on the road, because it's a very country roads. Here's the thing, right?
Take me home.
So city driving culture and country driving culture are very different. City driving culture, you drive very slow. You never know when you're going to get into traffic. You never know when someone's going to run across the street. Generally pretty short packed, tight streets. You drive pretty slow. And so city people are notorious when they come to the country. They still drive slow. And so country people think they're a fucking menace. Conversely, country people, wide open roads, long stretches of road with nobody on them. So people just drive like fucking maniacs. They drive, 70 miles per hour because, hey, fuck it, nobody's going to see me.
Yeah.
And of course, city people think they're menaces. Well, we got a stretch near a country road there, and I don't think any of us want to run the risk of. We got a fairly safe indentation just because there's a. What's the word? Well, I guess there's a. How am I forgetting the word? There's a ditch. There we go. There's a ditch. So ideally, they'd get stuck in the ditch before they could hit us, but no one's happy to spend time on the other side of the fence just on the possibility that some drunk maniac, because there is a trailer park just down the way a little bit from us, and there are a lot of drunks that come out of that place speeding at 70 or 80 miles per hour, honking their horns, and if they've got a truck, then they deliberately run the gas in the truck so that it, like, poofs out big, loud. Well, they run it as loud as possible and shit,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do that shit over here? I'm in the middle of a city.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I do remember living in the city. There was one asshole neighbor who drove a Camaro or something, and he would come home every night at 11 and make sure as he passed through the neighborhood to gun the engine as hard as possible to alert everyone that Mr. Sexy is back in his Camaro.
Yeah, a while back, we had some asshole who'd just do drag races in his motorcycle and whatever shitty car he had.
Out for just a moment.
All right. So he just do drag races with himself in his motorcycle or in his whatever shitty car he had, and they had to install. Okay. For a second, the word speed bump didn't come to mind, so I was like, what is the thing? Because over here we call those lying policemen.
Over here we just call those police.
But no, not lying as in not telling the truth. As in they're currently on the ground.
Oh, I don't think we have them like fucking get down like it's Vietnam and they got a set of binoculars. But yes, it's very common for the police over here to hide their car in the trees with a speedometer.
No, the speed bumps are called that.
Oh.
So yeah.
Yeah. I was moving shit around and I just hear cops. Okay. All right, I'm stupid. Carry on.
Yeah. So they had to install that, which still is weird because like that like to me there hasn't been a speed bump there for a while because I don't really look out a lot. But like for most of my life there's been nothing in here because it's a fucking ghetto. And there's been construction of some sort that isn't just patching the same hole that reopens every 3 months. But yeah. Like that guy stopped because he can't drag race anymore because speed bump. So that's good.
It cracks me up that the guy could get people could get in legal trouble there and it doesn't stop them. The only thing that will stop them is the possibility of giving them a concussion.
Yeah. So anyway, you were talking about the patch of land or whatever with the speeding kicks.
Right. So I was waiting over there, and there's quite a few big holes in the ground. And I was thinking like, oh, I should go ahead and get these so that when someone comes through with the mower, they can see this is a hole in the ground, so they don't go in because that sucks. I weed a little bit down. Out crawls this big fucking long leg spider, wolf spider of some kind. I hate spiders.
So do I. Spoilers.
I will say it's not an indiscriminate hate. Jumping spiders I'm fine with. They're cute. Daddy long leg spiders I'm fine with. They're friendly and they're helpful. Tarantula spiders I used to hate until I heard they're actually like remarkably intelligent and the only spider that can really be domesticated. So I'll make an exception for them too. But all the rest, the wolf spiders, the fucking black widows, the brown recluses, the whole lot.
The samurai
Don't even get me
spiders.
started on those fucking bird-eating spiders they got down in South America. Oh, fuck me.
What about the nuclear spiders in Hiroshima that came out of that explosion? that if they bite you, you die in like an hour.
What? we we always talk about South America and Australia for fucked up animals. We don't talk enough about Japanese murder hornets and shit like that comes out of Japan.
Fucking spider crabs.
Yeah. I mean, they're only a problem near the coast, and to my understanding, they don't hurt anything. They just latch onto people's trash cans, but fuck.
Don't thinking of coconut crabs. That's an Australia thing. But I think... No, spider crabs aren't harmful. I don't think. They don't even live near the coast, technically. They can come up sometimes, but they're supposed to be a deep sea creature. The thing is, you see one coming out of the sea, or get close to it. You're like, what the fuck?
Hang on, I don't know what a spider crab is then. Let me look it up. I'm looking it up. What on earth is a spider crab? Oh, it's that long leg fucking thing.
Yes.
Yeah, and Addie's correct. Those are deep sea dwellers. You're not often going to find them anywhere near the surface. And if they are, they're dead.
Yeah, that seems like... Is that not the kind of animal that would like be reliant on the pressure of the deep sea to live? And if it came to the surface, it would just die by decompression immediately?
I'm not 100% certain. Sometimes they get caught by fishermen, which is why we have pictures of them.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I haven't really heard of a spider crab just crawling up the side of the ocean and then just fucking whatever, really, like living or dying, either way.
Yeah, okay. I don't think that they're so deep that they die of decompression coming up to the surface. It's just that they don't come up to the surface at all.
Well, so
in most cases.
You know that notoriously ugly fish?
The blobfish, yeah.
Right, which of course only looks like it does when we bring it to the surface, but it looks fine down there. We just keep decompressing them by bringing them to the...
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds... I'm just going to go ahead and switch topics, fuck it.
All right.
That reminds me of Mass Effect. It's fun playing Mass Effect 2. Holy fuck, Mass Effect 2 is so much better than Mass Effect 1. It's insane. But reading the codex entries, like actually reading the lore, I skipped it the first time playing through the series 10 years ago. It's fun reading through it now because you find out stuff that actually makes stuff make more sense. The Volus, the little spherical people in spacesuits. The lore says they have to wear those suits because they come from a high-gravity planet. If they take those suits off, they will decompress and their skin will tear and their organs will just fall everywhere.
Oh, that sounds horrifying.
Yeah. You know, the Mass Effect fans have always wondered, what do they look like under those suits? Guess we'll never find out. Yeah. They look like a pile of meat. Oh, good God. But it's crazy, like, Mass Effect 1 is an RPG trying to be a third-person shooter. Didn't do a very good job of it. Legendary Edition made it slightly better, but, you know, well, actually made it a lot better, but it still wasn't great. Mass Effect 1, I also didn't realize this, while Mass Effect 1 has very creative world building, it does not often really pose that great of personal or political dilemmas within the world. And I'd more or less forgotten that because Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 pose you some serious fucking questions of moral, political, and personal choices in that world. The Mass Effect 1 characters, Mass Effect 1 party members, are pretty well all stereotypes of their given race. Even the human party members. Like, the two human party members are really just there to establish how the Mass Effect world views humans. Because you have the dude, who's mostly nice, but a bit naive. And you have the chick, who is hard-headed, blunt, and thinks humanity should get the rights to everything and doesn't trust aliens. There you go. Neither of them are beloved characters. The only one in Mass Effect 1 who is a fun character, which feels weird to say because Garrus and Tali return for Mass Effect 2 and 3, and they're some of the most beloved characters in the series, but they kind of suck in Mass Effect 1. The only one that is fun is Rex. Now, I believe I've said that before on previous podcasts, but going into Mass Effect 2, it's crazy how just so quickly near every party member is so much more characterful. With the exception of Jacob. God bless him. I'll still take him over Caden or Ashley, though. Fuck those guys. With that said, there is something very amusing about playing the Legendary Edition, because the Legendary Edition comes with all the DLC, except it's missing one Mass Effect DLC that they literally lost the source code for. They can't remake it.
Oops.
Whoopsie daisy. It's fine, though, because it was just a bunch of bonus missions, so it didn't really matter. But bringing in all the Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 DLC, I played through Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 with no DLC because I played them on PC. And further than that, I played them 10 years ago, probably even a little further than that. I was like 12 or 13 years old. I did not have access to a credit card, nor was I going to be able to convince anyone to go out and buy me one of those Microsoft Game Pass, or those Microsoft Points cards. There we go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, getting the DLCs for Mass Effect 2 and 3 was not a possibility. Playing through with access to the DLCs now, I do find it hilarious. You're getting a bit of that, when you start Fallout New Vegas and you own all the DLC and it just bombards you with Gunrunners activated.
Yeah.
Old World Blues activated, and you just get 5 quest markers for shit you don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that happens here, too. Starting up Mass Effect 2, it's like, hey, there's serious shit. You need to go put together a team, man. Also, hey, check out this fucking hover tank. Want to go drive a hover tank on a volcano planet? No? Okay, you can do that later then. And there's a couple DLCs in Mass Effect 2 that are blatantly meant to be played after you finish the main story, but yet they pop up midway through anyways. One of the DLCs for Mass Effect 2 just straight up ends the story and immediately transitions into Mass Effect 3. And yet, for some reason, you can play that mission, that DLC, only halfway through the story? Hell, less than halfway. There's a curious thing about Mass Effect 2. And I wanted to say it to you guys because it's such a weird way to structure a story. But it works. It makes Mass Effect 2 a very unique experience. Most RPGs, generally speaking, you go through the main story and you pick up the party members, and the party members may ask you to do things for them, but it's side content. The main story is you versus supervillain man, right?
Yeah.
You versus the necromancer or the wizard. Mass Effect 2, honestly, what they just do from the start, the jump is, look, there's going to be some bad shit far on the horizon. You need to put together a team. And the game is explicitly go out and get as many party members as you can. And then once you get a bunch of party members, the main mission giver dude tells you, okay, this is still some serious shit on the horizon. Everybody needs to get their shit cleared. Everybody needs to be going into this with a clear head. You need to go through to each of your party members and make sure they get their personal business cleared up. So it's not just the missions of go and gather your party, but you also get what are called loyalty missions. Every party member gets one, and it is a very personal issue for them, and all of them are fantastic missions dealing with a serious personal issue for them. Even the lame party members get cool loyalty missions. And that is the heart and soul of the game. Now, the funny thing is, once you get X amount of party members, you can rush straight to the final mission, the suicide mission it's called. You don't even have to do any of the loyalty missions. However, because, for one thing, you'd be going with less party members, but the party members you'd be going with that you haven't finished the loyalty missions for all have personal business shit that they have on their minds. So the suicide mission can have a certain scale of how much of a disaster it is. literally any party member can die during the suicide mission. And if you louse things up bad enough, you didn't buy any of the upgrades for anyone, you didn't complete anyone's loyalty missions, you didn't upgrade the ship at all, you can louse it up so bad that the mission just straight up fails. All the people you were trying to save died, and you died.
Mission failed successfully.
Yeah.
Like, that is such a unique story structure for a game of, here is a end goal. Like, it's a bit like, I guess it's probably a bit like Majora's Mask, but I've never played Majora's Mask. Where Majora's Mask is like, the moon is going to crash into the earth in 3 days. You have 3 days to figure out what the fuck to do about it. Go. Right? It's the same. It's kind of a similar thing of, this shit's going on. You need to deal with it. Get your shit in order. Right?
Right. Yeah, but the difference is, I suppose, is that in Mass Effect, you don't have a set timer. You just have a set list of things to do, and then eventually, once you're through with them, you have a choice of foregoing the rest of the list. Whereas in Majora, it's kind of just like, okay, so shit's fucked. Things will die in 3 days. Here's an active countdown, and then you're just kind of thrown in, and you have to figure out what the fuck's up. And if you don't even find the Song of Time like I did, you just get the game over. Why not?
Right. LOL.
Yeah. Like the main thing of Majora is getting the Song of Time, and then just going back to the dawn of the first day and doing all of the things that you've already done, and just basically Groundhog Daying your life until you can stop the moon. But,
yeah.
But that requires you to find the Song of Time, which I did not. So you know.
All right, I will keep that in mind whenever I get around to Majora. Look up where the Song of Time is.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, yes. I also did subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online, finally. I got around to it. I have not got to play any of it myself, but my dad dumped a whole day into Donkey Kong, and that was great.
Nice.
He got it to the point where the game started bugging out, which was amusing.
Nice.
Because Donkey Kong has level 1, 2, and 3. Then you roll it over into the alphabet for how many times you've beaten, the 3 levels of Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
He got it to Z, which then apparently turns to blank, which then turns to like alpha, and then half a B and half a J.
Intriguing.
Like, I have to imagine, like, eventually it's just going through the entire sprite set in the coding.
Yeah. Eventually it's just kanji.
Level, Donkey Kong's left nipple.
Jumpman's head.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's ever gotten to level barrel yet.
That's strictly for the professionals and those who cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the professionals who cheat.
Exactly.
I'm looking through the list to see if I can recommend you any games from the Nintendo Switch Online.
Oh, don't worry. There's plenty I'll be playing. Cool boy. I'm gonna try them all, baby. Because now it's not just the original Nintendo, it's the Super Nintendo and the 64. So, I mean, Jesus Christ,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's only so much of those as well. Immediately, you need to play Zelda 2. You don't need to play it for long. Just turn it on, do like one encounter and turn it off. That's what I did. Like, Zelda 2 is one of those things where, like, if you played it growing up or something, then you'll like it, probably. But Zelda 2 is not great.
I always appreciated that game. Link could jump up in the air and just stick the sword straight down.
Yeah.
I don't know why that pleases me, but it does. There's just something absurd about jumping 10 feet in the air and just falling sword first on some motherfucker.
Mark danced crazily.
That is true. He did. That son of a bitch.
So
I'll never forgive him.
That's a thing you'll have to look forward to. You can play Ocarina of Time. My Majora's Mask as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
So hey, you know to okay, actually, play Custom Robo. Wait,
That's
never
on the
mind.
Switch?
Only in Japan.
Oh, of course.
Ah!
That was excited there
Grandpa
for a second.
Nintendo strikes again.
Dr. Mario is not in Japan though. Only in the US.
Yeah, suck it, Japan. We've got Dr. Mario.
Uh, I like how they have both. Oh, I see. That's funny. So they have both Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine and Puyo Puyo, which are the same game, by the way. But
They've got the
Yes,
Kirby
they
version
are.
of that as well. I don't
How
know
many
what the
skins
Kirby
do we
version
need for the
is
same
called.
game?
Yeah.
Yes. all of them. Okay, y'all need to play Sonic Spinball and then pause the game, go into the settings.
And
That's
activate the hidden satanic music?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
As you command.
That's the only reason to play Sonic Spinball. Fun fact, that game was ported to the GBA and they removed the music.
Of course they did. For the kids.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess I have a topic that I don't know if it fits better for FGA or this one, because Pink might have some opinions, but it is just a very funny headline, and I think we could give our thoughts.
Okay.
I'm gonna read this verbatim. I think Rugal from KOF must be one of the hottest male characters in fighting games.
I'd like to have an opinion, but I don't remember who Rugal is.
I can send you a picture because they posted it.
Send me a picture. I'm gonna assume it's in the pictures channel.
Yeah. Here you go. That's Rugal.
That is Rugal. I don't remember him.
He was in 98.
I'm pretty sure I played 98, and yet somehow this face just does not ring any bells. And they're saying he's the hottest fighting game character?
Hottest male fighting game character.
I don't know about that. He looks like he could be literally any other male fighting game character. There's nothing particularly unique about him, in my opinion.
It is a taste, I guess.
Yeah. Like, I like Rugal's style, but like, you know, not like that.
Yeah.
And I can't find. Okay, there we go. This is apparently what he looked like in 98. I don't remember. There you go. Even though that's Omega Rugal, but whatever.
Yeah. Oh, is he the vampire guy?
What do you mean, vampire guy?
Is he not a vampire?
No.
I must have been confused with somebody else.
You're thinking of Raphael Sorel from Soul Calibur.
No, I know Raphael.
But they look the same.
Do they?
There might be a passing resemblance.
Rugal is like shirtless and muscular and has a big mustache and a giant red evil eye.
Can I find a picture of his fucking like player 2 outfit from 3? The answer is no.
Wasn't he just wearing a mask in that one?
Well, he had a different outfit and was also wearing a mask, yes. There we go. Can we find a picture? No. Still no. I'm specifically. There
Denied.
I guess this might be it. I don't remember. It's been a while since I played fucking Soul Calibur 3. I don't think this is the Player 2 outfit. I feel like this was another alternate.
No, that looks like his default in Soul Calibur 2.
Okay, so yeah, I don't think
so.
this was it. Alright, I guess nobody has uploaded this one outfit for this one character from this one version of Soul Calibur. So yeah, whatever. My point is, guy in red with blonde hair.
Yep.
You are still wrong, though.
I mean, it's an opinion to have, but I disagree with it.
Yeah. Which one that they resemble each other, or that Rugal is the hardest? Cause
both.
That Rugal, yeah, I'll say both. It's like there's moderate resemblance, but only as much as any average blonde white person bears resemblance to another. And then Rugal, just not feeling it.
Yeah. You're more into Luke's Popeye arms.
Yeah.
Shut up.
And Bison's got that thick ass, so yeah.
He had to cover it up. The ladies were going nuts for it. So tonight is Extreme Rules.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I'll be on this Discord. I might even just hop into the voice channel and provide commentary over the event. So if anyone wants to join me for that,
sure,
I'll be here. Maybe.
Sure, I can't watch, but maybe.
I watch WWE with my family, so I can't. Unless you want to serenade my my family, I don't know that's.
I'll go with that. They'll love me. I'm super lovable.
But that card, it's a weird card, ain't it? You can tell Triple H is going for less matches per pay-per-view, more time per match.
And yeah, he's spreading everything out between pay-per-views, which I don't know, I kind of like it.
I do.
Different.
I like Roman skipping every other pay-per-view. It makes the big belt feel more important.
Exactly. Because yeah, they were having their promo for the upcoming Crown Jewel thing last night. It's like it's kind of cool that he's not defending it every freaking pay-per-view because we have one of those a month. So it kind of makes it feel more special nowadays. I like it.
Honestly, I'm starting to wonder, is Roman even going to defend it at Survivor Series, right?
Right.
Because when's Crown Jewel?
Crown Jewel is in November, early November, I want to say 2nd.
Oh, shit. So we're probably going to get
that. I want to make sure.
We're going to get 2 pay-per-views in 1 month. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. Crown Jewel is in Canada, though. Everyone knows that.
By the way, should I stop the recording or not? Is it still going?
No, there's
we're
wrestling talk.
Yeah,
wrestling talk.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we were talking out of podcast or not yet.
November 5th. So not the 2nd, the 5th.
So, well, I think if we're going to have Roman at Crown Jewel, then I think that means Bloodline won't be in the War Games match. The heels in the War Games match will be Judgment Day then.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. To me, they were already planting the seeds for the Judgment Day War Games match before War Games got announced. And then once it was officially announced, it was, all right, there you have it. There's what we're rolling with. I think a lot of people just assumed because Roman had his faction that he'd be making an appearance in the War Games match. And I just never got that vibe because while, yes, he's got his bloodline stable, to this point, there's never been anyone to go against the faction on a whole with their own allies to speak of.
Yes.
So I just assumed, like, straight from jump, it's like, yep, it's gonna be Edge and whoever versus Judgment Day in the War Games match, and I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon.
It'll be Edge and Edge and the memory of Rey Mysterio's knee.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about them doing Judgment Day War Games is, like, for one thing, do we really want the first main roster War Games match to feature Dominic?
Not really. I don't want anything to feature Dominic.
But you know that if Rey is in the first main roster War Games match, Rey is going to do something crazy, and we're all going to go, no, Rey, you're 47 years old. Take a fucking breather this time.
No,
Look, we're going to have Finn Balor in this match. We're going to have AJ Styles in this match. We're going to have Damian Priest in this match. Any one of them can take the crazy bump. Do not let Edge or Rey be the one to take it, because I don't want either of them to get hurt.
Yeah.
They'll do like a fucking like jumping double flatliner off the top of the cell.
Well, I mean, just like earlier this week, I think I already mentioned that we watched the one War Games that was Undisputed Era versus Pete Dunne, Ricochet, and the Viking Raiders, right?
Right.
And a couple days after that, we watched the War Games. There was Undisputed Era. Boy, they did a lot of War Games with Undisputed Era, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
Undisputed Era versus Ciampa, Keith Lee, Dijakovic, whichever you're supposed to say, and Owens. And yeah, that, like, my family was all mystified by why in God's name, who was it that took the bump? But Ciampa did a fucking back to belly pile driver, Celtic cross, whatever you want to call it, to Adam Cole, right? From the cage all the way down to the ring.
Right.
And my family were all mystified, like, who the fuck would have agreed to take that? Apparently Adam Cole, but...
Adam Cole, baby!
But yeah, Rey's gonna do a double flatliner, blowing out his fucking spine in the process.
I don't know how Adam Cole's spine didn't get blown out.
Yeah, that's a good question, yes.
That's a crazy fucking move to take off the top of a cage. I will say the first time I saw WWE War Games, I was like at first disappointed, like, oh, there's no ceiling, so nobody can do the Sting military press spot, right?
Right.
Because that's such a fucking classic spot. But then I was like, oh, wait, no ceiling. People can take bumps off the top. That's why they did that.
Oh.
You gotta get the Jimmy Snuka spot in, and I'm not referring to killing your girlfriend.
Are you sure?
Maybe.
Imagine if they reintroduced
nowadays.
Okay, imagine if they reintroduced the top of the cell, and then the War Games match just devolved into people stacking fucking ladders on top of each other at the top of the cell until they reach the rafters, and then just cut the camera to like the random wrestlers fighting Sting in the rafters.
Sting has just been sitting up there the whole time watching the match for free.
Yeah.
And they go up there and he's like, hey, motherfucker, get out of my territory. Here's my house. Sting's got a wife and kids up there.
he has like an entire like makeshift house made out of like fucking plywood.
It's the crow's nest.
Yes.
Fucking Shawn Michaels has a Shawn Michaels has a vacation home up there as well.
Yeah. I mean, like, we joke about this shit. They should do it as a gag, like once.
No. What you are suggesting, Addy, is Shark Boy lives in a fishbowl level stupid bit. By the way, fucking anyone hear about this recent business in TNA that apparently most recent pay-per-view, the big winners were Bubba Ray Dudley and Shark Boy?
I had not heard about Shark Boy, but yeah, I was on Twitter last night, and apparently they brought back Bubba Ray Dudley and had him win something. So I guess like TNA decided, no, all the hard work and good effort they put forth over these past couple of years, no, we don't want that anymore.
Didn't Shark Boy retire?
Apparently not.
I feel like he had been retired for a while there, but I guess he's back.
I'm looking it up. On May 1st, 2022, it was announced that Shark Boy would make his return to Impact Wrestling. At Slammiversary on June 19th, 2022, Shark Boy won the Reverse Battle Royal by last eliminating Johnny Swing. Who in the booking team was like, oh man, Vince Russo's best idea, the Reverse Battle Royal?
I was about to mention that as well. Why? Every now and then they put on great work, and then you see their card and they've got another Reverse Battle Royal on it. It's like, why?
No, we need to make this better. It needs to be Lucha Rules Reverse Battle Royale. You need to pin someone outside of the ring, and then they have to roll into it.
Okay, we got Shark Boy here. We got Bubba Ray Dudley here. It's time for Fish Market Battle Brawl 2.
Yes.
We can't get Devon to sell the fishing pole anymore. We're going to have Bubba do it. Oh, no, I remember what was
the thing in his life.
Do you remember the fucking dumbest spot of the fishing market brawl?
No.
Christopher Daniels or whoever else was in that match besides Shark Boy, I don't remember, I don't care, putting a Twinkie on the hook of a fishing pole and dangling it in the center of the ring, and Bubba Ray Dudley is apparently so fucking stupid and addicted to food that he chased after the Twinkie, even though Christopher Daniels or whoever kept like pulling it away from him. And then he was stupid enough to just stick the Twinkie directly in his mouth and get the hook caught in his mouth.
That's comedy gold right there.
Do you all remember the lyrics to the old Dudley's theme song?
No.
No.
Whatever. It's in character for at least Bubba Ray Dudley.
Oh man, did you see that there's a? Did you see old Mustafa Ali and Vince Russo got into a tiff on Twitter?
Yeah.
That was great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, Addy, Vince Russo made a stupid suggestion for Becky Lynch. I don't even remember what it was. And Becky Lynch pretty well just said, fuck off, Vince Russo. To which Mustafa Ali, of course, responded, Becky, just ignore him. He was just earlier this year suggesting I should do a racist cop gimmick. Because Mustafa Ali is legitimately former Detroit police. But Vince Russo chimed in with, yo, bro, I don't remember saying that, bro. I don't believe you, bro. I don't think, bro, I would have ever said that, bro. No, I give Vince Russo too deep of a voice. But either which way, Mustafa then responds with the actual fucking recording of Russo saying, hey, bro, I'm just saying, bro, you know, bro, he's a former policeman, bro, and with all that's been going on, bro, you know, it would be great bit, bro, is if he comes out and he says, you know, I'm ex-police, bro. You know, I'll look out for y'all. He says that to the crowd. But then he goes backstage and he starts to act kind of racist towards the black wrestlers, bro. And we're all sitting there like, bro, what's the deal, bro? And after Mustafa puts that, Vince Russo just responds with, bro, you ain't wrestled it. You ain't wrestled in a good angle in your life, bro. You don't get it, bro. Everything you touch, bro, it's garbage, bro. And like, Russo says he didn't do something, is immediately proven wrong, and his response is, rather than just, oh, I shouldn't have said that, his response is, fuck you, you talentless hack, you're a shit wrestler, and all your storylines are shit, and your mother is shit, your wife is shit, you are shit, your kids are shit. And it's like, oh. So, who's the older man in this exchange? Who's the retired 50-year-old in this exchange?
Good question.
I am definitely going to mention that exchange to Mike because that will kill him. Just my fucking God, people. No, there's. I want to get it in just real quick. I saw another amusing thing on Wrestle Twitter Max Dupree has turned on the other male models and announced he's LA Knight once more. He's back, baby, right?
Yeah.
And Masse put out on Twitter, "It was your idea," all caps. To which Dominic Dijakovic said, "Dude, next time someone pitches a group idea to you, you need to just kick their asses then and there because it never works."
Yeah, I saw that tweet and I liked it as well.
Oh, man. Yeah, Masse, poor guy, seems to be stable poison. I don't know why. And it's never his fault, but it just keeps happening.
Yep. He's cursed. Poor man.
Addy, if you don't remember, Masse is Better Wooly, is Brendan Williams. Great Black Otaku. Fuck, how many names has that guy had?
I don't
Dio Madden.
He's a YouTuber?
No, but he did a lot of stuff with the Best Friends.
Oh.
The name Dio Madden is... Well, Dio comes from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, because of course it does. He's been doing JoJo's poses this entire time in the male model gimmick. Actually, Addy, I should send you at some point a few pictures of him making JoJo's poses on WWE TV, because it's insane. But the Dio part comes from JoJo's, but the Madden part, Madden is Wooly from the Super Best Friend's last name. Oh, no, I'm dead, aren't I?
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm not dead, just what I said was boring. Okay.
I have no idea who these people are.
Well, what I'm telling you is this guy's a huge fucking nerd who decided to make his wrestling name a reference to a YouTuber he's friends with.
Oh, wait, that's his actual wrestler name? Dio Madden?
It was at first when he was on NXT and when he was a commentator on Raw until Brock Lesnar beat him up. Then he came back as Mace when they were in Retribution alongside the team members of, what was it? Slapjack, T-Bar, and... Like, it's honestly a collection of the worst ring names. What was the name they gave Mia Yim? Wasn't it something like Revolution or something like that? Reckoning. Oh, God, that's awful. Reckoning, a word that is repeatedly used by people who think it's cool but don't understand what it means. Reckoning, T-Bar, Mace, and fucking Slapjack.
Yeah, Slapjack was gold. Come on now.
Like, his name was that, but it just makes me think of Stevie Ray. Like,
well, maybe that's what he wanted you to think.
And nothing in wrestling should make me think of Stevie Ray.
He was one of the competitors in WCW. One of them.
He was one half of the Harlem Heat and a member of the NWO. Boy, that shit went off the rails.
Oh, yeah.
Which do you think was the one where it went fully off the rails? Stevie Ray or Horace Hogan?
Horace Hogan.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to vote against that one.
Yeah. At least Stevie Ray has a look. Horace Hogan. What did Horace Hogan have?
Hogan and his name?
Yeah.
Why would a group like the NWO want Horace Hogan? Like, at all?
Because he has an uncle that is a certain important somebody who has a certain degree of creative control.
Vince Russo.
No. Fucking Hogan. Ugh. Blech. All right. Yeah. Oh, I guess SmackDown was last night as well, but I don't really have anything to hit there other than, well, Gunther and Sheamus put on another good match.
That's a surprise.
It's, the funny thing was, there were 2 commercial breaks. And with a match between those two, they're not going to do the old, it's going to commercial break, let's go for a headlock bit, right?
Yeah.
So, match starts. Immediately, they go outside the ring. Sheamus throws Gunther into the barricade. Cut to commercial break. When it gets back, they don't even show what we missed out on, but when it gets back, Gunther's mouth is busted and he's bleeding from the mouth, and Sheamus's chest is already bleeding. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sakes! Either which way. Yeah, we're bound for Gunther versus Sheamus number 3 at some point, and it is seriously getting to be the question of...
Isn't it today?
Is this... I'm sorry, what, Eddie?
Isn't Gunther versus Sheamus 3 today? It's a tag, but
it's a team match. It's a tag team, quote unquote, Donnybrook match of all of Imperium versus all of the Brawling Brutes.
What the fuck is a Donnybrook?
It's Irish. Shut up. It's Ireland.
Ah.
Now, Pink, what do you bet? Triple H keeps doing his thing, and the resolution of that match is the Imperium wins because Alexander Wolf interferes.
That'd be funny.
I mean, like, not to dog on Sarah Logan, but Sarah Logan is back, so I guess Triple H is honestly just saying, like, he is just looking at the list of people that Vince fired, and Triple H is just...
All right,
Triple H is
still out there that's not signed yet that I can bring back. I
Triple
don't
H is
care
just
where
hitting
you were on the card, you're coming back. You are my creation. Only I get to destroy you.
With a little dose.
Control Z. Find where Vince shredded the contract. Get the paper shredder out and tape the pieces back together.
Yes. The reason Andrade is still under fucking, I was going to say license, but it's on the right there. Fuck it, whatever. The reason Andrade is still under license for AEW is because Vince made sure to shred it both ways. They haven't been able to staple it back together.
The reason Andrade is still over there is because Tony Khan has a no-release policy.
Yeah.
That Andrade is very much intent on testing how far it goes.
That's my man right there.
Like, I want for Andrade to come back from break and not even bother to play by the rules. He walks into work on Wednesday, goes up to finds Sammy wherever he is. Sammy is like drinking coffee and saying douchey things with Tay and whatever douchebag friends he has back there, probably the Bucks. Andrade just walks up, fucking full swing punches him in the throat, and then walks back out of the building as Tony yells at him that he's suspended again.
He walks up behind Sammy, picks him up, burning hammers him, leaves. Just shoot burning hammers him.
Shoot burning hammers him into a flaming table, but Andrade just puts himself to the table, learning from Cody's example. No. He does the most devastating move of them all. A shoot Canadian destroyer. Oh, shit. Sammy's stupid enough, he wouldn't sandbag it. Years of doing flippy bullshit have given him the impulse to immediately sell, to just on, like, his muscle-bound reflex, anytime his head goes between someone else's thighs, is to do a backflip onto his own head.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to, can Andrade, just go to town on Sammy, and then we bring back Ruby Riott, and she just goes to town on Tay?
Yeah.
Then again, something tells me there's probably a lot of the women that want to swing at Tay, honestly.
Probably.
My God, that fucking promotion is a disaster.
Who the thunk marks booking themselves would be bad. Wow.
It's one thing for them to be booking themselves. It's that they keep dropping each other on their fucking heads.
Well, yeah, because they don't care about each other. Why should they? Like that's the thing. Like here's the thing that we're not considering. If everyone gets injured in AEW, Kenny Omega doesn't have to give a fuck. He just brings out a fucking blow up doll.
An entire roster of them.
Yes.
He has them custom made to look like all the wrestlers that have been injured.
Yes.
And he tries to get the blow-up dolls to do the moves. He tries to figure out a way where he can get a blow-up doll of Chris Jericho to put him in the Lion Tamer.
Yes.
He's like bending himself over backwards to try and fit his legs between the blow-up doll's arms.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, I'll tell you. It's the great thing about wrestling right now is I can watch WWE TV and be thoroughly entertained. I can read AEW's news and be thoroughly entertained. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. Like, it's honestly incredible. Things could not, like, the cards could not have fallen down any worse for Tony Khan, right? Because all this bullshit started right as Triple H replaced Vince.
Yeah.
And Triple H, like, near everything that Triple H is doing with WWE is going over well with the fans.
Yeah.
What Tony Khan didn't account for is that Triple H had a thing implanted in all of the wrestlers he hired to be sleeper agents. So when he comes,
it's a bunch of fucking Manchurian agents.
Yeah, so when he comes into power, he can just say a phrase on TV, and if they hear it, they will just fucking sabotage whatever they're working on right now and just go work for WWE instead.
What's ironic, though, is that the biggest troublemakers aren't even previous WWE hires. It's the Bucks, it's Omega, it's Punk, and granted he was former WWE. It's been a long-ass time since then. It's Sammy, it's Tay. Lots of people hate Britt Baker.
Fucking Britt Baker.
Yeah. Who else?
Oh my god. Well, of course there's just about any of the butt buddies of Omega are the Bucks. Even though Joey Janela or Nick Gage is gone, Don Callis is still there.
He is?
Isn't he?
I don't know.
I'll look it up. Is he not still Kenny's manager?
Wait, yeah, I remember. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Don Callis is still there. What the fuck? Oh, Kenny Omega, so wholesome. Uh-huh. So why are all of his friends sex pests? Oh, God. Addy, I hope you're right, and just one Wednesday Triple H has had enough, and he just he whips out like some kind of transponder, and he just goes.
Not even that.
Activate Order 66.
No, like you know when he does it because he'll just walk out into the middle of the ring in like there's a match going on. He just walks out into the middle of the ring, completely disregarding the match. He looks into the hard cam. And he just goes, "I am the game," and immediately news of AEW wrestlers just fucking trashing shit in the stadium. We're just starting on Twitter.
Like, I'm imagining a match between, like, let's say the Acclaimed versus Keith Lee and Swerve, right?
Yeah.
And at some point in the match, Keith and Swerve both just, like, stand perfectly still, stare straight ahead, and their eyes just turn red.
Yeah. And they just start T-posing, and their heads start spinning, their eyes turn red.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But I also like the mental image of a match going on, and the camera doesn't zoom in on Hunter arriving. He just steps in between the ropes while there's a match going on. And they just wrestle around him. and never acknowledge that he's there.
Triple H will not throw not a single move, nary even a Harley race knee.
Yeah.
And while all this pandemonium is going on, Adam Cole is just still sitting there playing Kirby.
Yeah.
Oh boy. My God, is there anyone that probably feels worse in the wrestling business right now than Bobby Fish leaving AEW to go over to TNA and then lose to Bubba Ray Dudley?
That's got to be a pretty terrible feeling, honestly.
I mean, being a
I'd probably
TNA,
just retire right then and
wrestler at
there.
all is probably a pretty terrible feeling, honestly.
They put on some good matches in recent times.
Yeah, it's actually not the complete shits anymore. No, is Dixie even involved with modern
No.
TNA?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Pretty sure she's gone.
I think it's the Smashing Pumpkins guy. Oh wait, no.
He's NWA.
Yeah, he's
NWA.
Who owns TNA then?
We do.
Sure.
We said it. No one else had it. Now that we've said it, we get the rights.
Yep.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Copyright.
Exactly.
I'll call up my lawyer. Pink, you call up yours. He'll be glad that he didn't get a Dead by Daylight related case this time.
Finally. A new use for
All
my
right,
talent.
Hunter, if you want the TNA backlog, you can just call us at 555-555-55555. Yes.
We'll give it to you for $50 and a sandwich.
$50 a sandwich and a video of you crush shopping.
Yeah. For certain purposes.
But it needs to be custom made for all three of us so we can send it to specific people.
Oh, man. What? It's funny to see nowadays. Like, with DX, they're not really allowed to do the suck it anymore, the crotch chop. And yet Kevin Owens does the crotch chop, the real crotch chop, near every night on wrestling.
Yeah, what's up with that?
But
I've been wondering about that.
But you see, DX are 40 years old, if not more.
That is true, but it's almost making me wonder, like, Stephanie's back there seeing how far she can push it.
I mean, I don't
also,
know. Maybe they will start.
Real quick.
All right, maybe they will start doing that sort of stuff again, considering that they can cuss now.
Well, it's not like they couldn't cuss to begin with. It was just very frowned upon.
But yeah, you know, like didn't the ratings switch a bit, so they have more leeway now.
They haven't swapped their rating yet.
Oh, okay.
That was.
And I don't know if that was heavily rumored a month or so back, but I don't think they ever went through with that or provided a timetable for that. And I think Hunter has come out and said that they're not going to do that, but I could be wrong.
Well, the scuttlebutt was what happened was that Stephanie wanted it and Vince didn't. This was back when Vince was still around,
right?
Because it seemed like it was a very sudden announcement and then taken back. And while that could have just been wrestling journalists doing what wrestling journalists do to get clicks, there's also a decent chance there that a call was made without Vince's input, and then a call was taken back with Vince's input.
Yeah.
If memory serves, the stance at the time was, we're thinking about it. And then about a week later, Vince was gone.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, that is true.
So I guess now it's all up to Stephanie.
Stephanie is just really hoping that they'll let her go out there and just curse on Dusty's graves.
Stephanie will do a promo, like they'll do the usual whatchamacallit, like authority versus the fucking underdog story with Cody, and one of the promo packages will just be a like 5-minute video of Stephanie pissing on Dusty's grave.
Just her going like, listen here, you fat fuck, and then she pedigrees Cody.
Yeah.
Boy Pink, have you noticed that while the commentators have adapted to the fact that they're now allowed to it's wrestling, have you noticed that a couple of the wrestlers haven't caught up? Like Paul Heyman still calls it sports entertainment.
Yeah.
It's habit.
Because yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. Is it's habit by now, and Paul's the kind of fucking worked shoot mark ass fucking dude that probably is thinking, I can get heat for calling it sports entertainment.
Yeah, I think what his thing is because he knows that wrestling is a okay term now. He's intentionally tiptoeing around it until he really wants to get a point across, in which case he can say wrestling and still get a pop that kind of, while we all know that they're allowed to say wrestling again, because he hasn't said it for so long or has neglected to use it in any of his promos, he can still kind of manufacture that, oh, he's breaking kayfabe now, even though he isn't really.
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, I forgot. So, last night on SmackDown, I actually should mention this because this is just so weird. It's another Paul Heyman doing weird shit just to get people to pay attention moment. Paul Heyman did out and out say, oh yeah, Logan, you're only getting this title shot because you're a celebrity, bud. If you weren't a celebrity, we wouldn't consider you worth our fucking time. Which, good worked shoot statement. That works, because that is the legitimate reason Logan is getting the title shot.
Yeah, in both faucets. So that is great promo work.
But he then went on to say, well, I couldn't remember the full extent of what he said. But like, Jordan Peterson isn't coming out to fight Roman Reigns because he doesn't have the balls. Ben Shapiro isn't coming out to fight Roman Reigns because he doesn't have the balls. Then the Turning Point dude, whatever his name is, he said that. But like, he went on further than that. He actually went on a very long, extended rant about why all these conservative media icons don't have the balls to fight Roman Reigns.
Because he's Samoan.
Because they fear the non-white. Roman Reigns just fucking walks into the Turning Point or whatever studio, and they all just like throw up their papers into the air and scatter. Roman kicks over a chair and just sits on their desk.
It's my yard now.
Yeah. Can I just say, it's fucking dirty that right now, like, 3 of the best, if not the 3 best, promo workers in all of WWE are all in the same stable.
When did Miz become? I don't know why.
You are right. Miz is definitely better than Sammy and better than Roman. I don't know whether I'd say Miz is better than Paul. That would be a hard fight there. Fuck. Yeah. But
we need to solve this. They need to have Miz and Paul came and do a rap battle.
Okay, when you put it like that, I'll throw it in Miz's corner. But though the idea of Paul trying to rap does thoroughly entertain me. Yeah, it reminds me of when Regal tried to rap. Remember that?
Not really.
Regal can do whatever he wants.
Regal's amazing. I've got a few pictures. The wonderful thing about us switching from the forum to Discord is that I can now just upload shit directly from my computer and my phone.
Yeah.
So I don't need to go and get the links. I can just save it. I've got several goofy pictures of wrestling saved on my phone, and one of them I've been tempted to post is just simply William Regal and Ken Kobashi hanging out. And I want to post that because, fuck, that's just 2 of my dudes hanging out that I wouldn't expect, to ever hang out, right?
Yeah. Right.
That's a little thing. I always love that. The pictures of wrestlers you wouldn't have ever expected to be in the same place. Well, I guess anyone, because like similarly, I love the picture of Jack Kirby and Alan Moore at that convention, right?
Yeah.
Who would have ever expected to see Jack Kirby and Alan Moore standing side by side?
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, I've got another picture that's it's Muda, it's Chono, it's all the remaining All Japan guys that are still alive. Rest in peace, Mizawa. All just sitting around a table, like, eating and shit. I've got one that's Nick Bockwinkel and Harley Race and Stan Hansen and Bruiser Brody all dressed up as samurai.
Sure. They were planning to go to fucking All Japan.
I'm pretty sure all 4 of those people would have been in all Japan at that time.
Ah. Never mind then. They were just living the gimmick.
Yeah. Like, I almost guarantee you that was a bit that was supposed to hype up them being in all Japan. They probably put that in the magazines. I got one of Giant Baba and Vince McMahon shaking hands. That's a weird one.
Ah, yeah. I want to imagine that they brought those guys out in the samurai gear, and they were just like, these are the last samurai, all gaijin.
Yeah. The thing I like is that, like, Nick and Harley are trying to look refined. Bruiser's looking a little frustrated because his katana is too short for his tastes. But Stan Hansen, God bless him, the fat cowboy that he is like, look at me, I got a katana! And he looks like he's about to just start swinging it through the air while making shing, shing noises. I'll go ahead and put in pictures just because now I've said too much about it to not actually post it. But yeah, I'm good to go ahead and wrap things up, by the way, because I've been told there's apparently pizza that is waiting on me.
Yo, you gonna share?
No.
No.
Gosh darn it. You're the worst.
Thank you.
He tries.
Okay, there we go. Those should be in pictures now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, I always forget about the random picture of Kamala's head in the bottom left corner of the Harley and Nick picture.
What's he doing down there?
Yelling.
I don't know, but he's having a good time. But yeah, it's like Harley and Nick just look refined. And then Stan Hansen looks like he's about to just like have the day of his life playing around with that.
Open fire.
I also like fucking Hansen's outfit. Like the rest of them have like normal like haka and shit like that. And he's just like pants.
I'm one of them wild samurai, boy.
Yeah, like the rest of them got like peacetime outfits, or actually the left outfit is the same in both pictures, and it's just like, you know, it's a ceremony outfit. The fucking right one on the top is like a summertime outfit. The Stan Hansen's outfit is like what like a fucking a poor Ronin would wear, I think. Or like, you know, it's literally just, I can't afford anything more than like something to cover my dick. So, and technically it's a luxurious version of that because they wouldn't have like those fucking patterns in it and stuff like that. But still,
it's bourgeoisie, bohemian, Japanese style.
Yeah.
All right. I got sneeze.
Bye, I guess.
Oh, it's coming. The sneeze isn't coming. Oh, but it's staying. Oh, Jesus.